more. And our next speaker is actually going to be touching upon this as well, right? How do we develop our students and our children into people who can really excel? So our next speaker is Jasline Loves, right? A very dear friend of mine who's going to be sharing with you guys some tips on how to learn faster in any subject, right? In any subject, how can we learn faster, right? That would be an amazing skill for our children to have. So Jasline is actually a strategist and a coach, and she has two wonderful children who are excelling in their academics and in their lives, right? With many merits and many trophies to show. So we have Jasline, who is an international speaker, an online course creator, and a parenting and study coach. Right? Something we don't hear very often is teaching you guys how to help your children study along the way. So she'll be giving us a very special talk about how we can really help our children improve. So I would like to invite Jasline to speak with us here. Hi, Jasline, are you there? Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm so excited to be sharing my tips, to the parents out here. Okay, so can I share my screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so 3 tips to learn faster in any subject. Okay, so and then applaud everyone here who are parents, educators, or just anyone who just wants to come in and learn. And I'm very, very happy to share my tips. And thank you, Mac, for introducing me and all the wonderful speakers like Nicole, Vivian, Lucas, and Rose, which I have learned so much about. So thank you so much. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce myself. Okay, I'm a strategist. I teach a lot of motivation for parents, as well as I have a YouTube channel. So if you're now with a handphone, I hope you can go to your YouTube and then add me, just find me at Jasline Loves, and then subscribe to my YouTube channels where I will share videos about motivation, about study tips, and all my Facebook lives I also have uploaded into my YouTube as well. So I also very active on Facebook page. So please also find me on Facebook, Instagram as well. Okay, so and I'm a speaker. Okay, speaking with all my wonderful speakers over here, all international speakers, and I'm a parenting strategist. I also a study coach. I teach children how to study, and parenting course trainer. I'm an international speaker and also online course creator. Okay, so this is the quote that I really want everybody to really absorb. Okay, because the capacity to learn is a gift. Okay, and the ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. So I really love this quote because it teaches everyone that if we really want to teach our children, right, or our students, we really can, because there's a choice. Whether you think your child is slow learner or whatever, there's always a choice, and the way that we teach is so important so that the child will learn better and faster. Those who agree with me, please type 1 in the chat group that you agree this quote is something that you can relate to, and you also want your child to thrive and learn as happily as possible. Okay, so please have your, please type, everybody type 1, that's good, thank you so much. Okay, and the ability to learn faster has something more to offer you than you ever think. Okay, so people will agree with me. Okay, also let me know what you think about this. Is it very important? You type a yes. Nowadays in our society right now, learn faster. Okay, so I think a lot of y'all have agreed with me. Okay, our international speakers as well. We come a long way to learn, right? We learn how to do videos. We learn how to do editing. We learn how to do Canva. We know how to do PowerPoint, and we all come so far. And what about children? They are so young. Do they need to learn faster? Type yes if you agree with me. Okay, so stay till the end of my talk because I'll be giving tickets to my upcoming webinar, 3M system to ace the exams, right? It's totally priceless, and stay tuned. And the champion goal tracker for busy parents who have 100% success rate in tracking progress of any sort with only 3 minutes a day. I know parents out here are struggling with a lot of things like the habits, whether it's homework, whether it's just cleaning up the house or cleaning up the room. This is a tracker that you can use just with just a few minutes a day. You can get your children on track with whatever you want them to do. Okay, so it's so wonderful. So stay tuned to the end of my talk. And by the end of my talk, you will learn 3 things. Why learning faster in our modern world is so important for our children. The secret 3 tips that help my children and all my students improve in their learning ability in as short as 1 week. And how you can use my 3 tips to help your child today to get a head start in their learning. Okay, so let's start. So everybody who is excited, please type 1. Yeah. Okay. So why learning faster is important now? Okay, so I'm not sure what do you think? If you think yes, okay, type a yes, or you can give me some reasons why you think learning faster is so important now. Okay, number 1, we are having this data overload. Do you agree that we are having so much of information, whether it's on WhatsApp, Telegram, social media, Instagram? Yeah, if you agree, type A. Okay, and there's ever-changing technology and skills to master. Okay, for educators out here, you know that we always want to engage your students. We have to learn what is wood clap or what is a stop timer, stopwatch. So we need to learn so many kinds of technology, whether it's Zoom, Google Classroom. You agree with me? Type A if you agree with me, right? So we are also learning, and of course our children as well, when they are having their home-based learning, they need to learn how to upload their homework into Google Classroom. Am I right? And we also struggle as well. So these are all the ever-changing technology, and we need to master, right? So if you agree with me, yeah, please stay on. And academics are harder than before. Okay, those who agree with me that children in schools right now, you agree that academics now is so much harder than what we had previously, like 20 or 30 years back. If you agree, you also type A for me, because I want every parent to know that it's different now. Okay, and we want to have certain expectations, but we also need to go down to the level knowing that it's different and it's harder. Okay, let me see the chat. Yes, thank you so much, Eva, Shireen, and totally, we all agree, right? Ken? So non-academics are also gaining importance, right? So there's projects, there's group work are also graded. So they are all into the grading system. You not only need to score in your subjects, you need to score in projects as well. So those people or the parents who agree, you also type 1, because you also need to know this, because non-academics are getting much more importance. And what do you do in groups? You learn from each other, you need to learn new skills. And we also have limited time. Okay. And importantly, we want our children, our students to stand out among the rest. Okay, that is a very important thing, why we want to learn faster, right? So, and importantly, what is the 3 tips? Okay, for me, I have my own 3M system. Okay, and it's actually mindset, motivation, and methods. But today, because of our limitation in time, I'm going to teach just methods and 3 methods, which is it's a theory, okay, as well as something you can do in everyday life, whether it's learning a subject, whether it's learning some of the skills. Okay, number 1, and we focus on the methods today. Okay, so who is excited and then starting to want to learn? Okay, please type 1. Okay, so let's have a very big picture memory first. Okay, what can we talk about memory? How come my children cannot remember things? How come they cannot learn faster? It's just a paragraph. Why they cannot remember? Do you have all these worries? If you have, you type W, because these are the worries. Why my children, after reading the passage, cannot remember a single thing? Correct? So let me see who worries, okay? Okay. We don't have enough sleep, okay? Yes, correct. Lucas, correct. They don't have enough sleep. Yes. Shireen also say yes, worry, okay? They say what? Goldfish memory. So it's very interesting. But I can understand a lot of yes, good memory is very good. That's essential, right? But we are not so blessed with children that have very good memory. Let's see why or how we can help our children. Okay, so for our memory to turn from short term to long term, there's always a way. Okay, it's all scientifically proven. Okay, importantly, you can see these are all the 5 things that we do with our brains, right? We experience, we rehearse, we practice, we associate, and we apply. And most importantly, the red color wording is experience and application. So this is, the more we experience, the more we are able to absorb and able to take out where we need. And we need to apply. Okay, so your teacher have been telling you that your children has to apply, and they just not only know how to memorize, right? Those who agree with me also type 1, okay? The teachers come back with the reviews, or you give your reviews to your student. You have to apply and not just memorize, right? Okay, let me see who actually interacted with me. Thank you, Lucas. Max says correct, apply, right? But they seem to only know the answer A according to what A thinks, okay? Sometimes they imagine the questions, okay? So I always tell my students, you're just imagining the questions. And long-term memory echoes information for storage, okay? So we have to have meaning and association. So this is a very big picture. Whenever we want to teach our children, your students, we need to link these things up. Okay. So number one, okay, so this is a very traditional quote, okay? A picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, why I use this picture? Because now we all have smartphones. So this is very adapt, very, very suitable for us. Okay, so those who agree also type 1 that a picture is, you can type a lot of words, but with a picture it's so clear, right? So correct. 1. Okay, so Katrina says she wants to improve hers. Okay, great. Yes, as we age, we do lose our memory. Okay, so yes. And number 1 tip is using images. Okay, so let's us all pause for a while. Okay, what is the one thing we want to teach our children, but seems to have been failing, or one thing you want to teach your kids, your educators? What did you not do? Okay, one thing I want to share with you is this story of a frustrated mother. Okay, she actually has problems teaching her child to write a B and a Q and a D. The child just couldn't get it right. Okay, I'm not sure whether educators or parents have this problem. If you have, you say I. Okay, I for I have this problem. Okay, Matt says he has. Okay, and when I was young, I also have this issue. Okay, but I didn't know what to do, and this mother has struggled for 2 years. So the teachers have been drawing all the letters on the papers, and then say, why can you get it right? So we are all very frustrated. Okay, not only Mac, Vivian say yes, Cindy say yes, Judy say yes. Thank you so much. Okay, let me show you a picture that will transform the way you think from now when you learn. Okay, so you're ready. Okay, this is a very simple picture. It shows chairs, right? But chairs in different positions. But if you have simply just show your child or your student, that there are so many ways to put a chair, right? We just learn maybe 2 at the same time. We can learn 4 letters already. Okay, isn't it amazing? Okay, so when I show this to her, wow, the mother really, her jaws dropped. Okay, then she looked at me. Okay, why don't you tell me earlier? So please, everybody who is here, who's a privilege to be with us, okay, also join our Facebook group. Okay, we have so much more value to give it to you. And if you want to learn faster, you need to associate with images, because that's how our brain neurons work, and you will definitely get the results that you want. Okay. And another thing that I think a lot of parents struggle is about words. How to remember words, how to remember spelling. I think Matt can also have his tips, okay? I have my own tips, because every tutor or every educator will have their own way, okay? To me, for example, a word called compassion. The most important thing that I think a child have problems is they cannot spell, or they find spelling so difficult that they do not want to use the words. And that is a very serious mistake, because when we want to do a good piece of essay, right, we need to have what? What's the keyword? Vocabulary, right? You agree? You put V, vocabulary. So if your children is so afraid to even write a 7-letter word or 10-letter word, they are not going to score much for their essays. And then worst thing, they will start to fear, and they won't even want to try next time. So that's why the essays get worse and worse every year. Okay, those who feel the same as me, please agree that, please type an A, that your child is not getting the grades in the composition. So also Matt can also help your child as well, so you can PM him. And importantly, I will just associate images again. Compassion. Okay, compassion is something that is from the heart. From an image, you can actually feel the word already, because it shows a grandmother with 2 kids. Okay, so and then you can add some more pictures to let your child know that actually it's very simple. It's just a compass, right? And then you add ION. So by cutting up the words, giving them images, they stay longer. All right. So are you learning something? If you're learning something, type 1. Okay. And thank you so much. Okay. Thank you for all your engagements. Katerina and Audrey. Thank you, Mac. Okay. So I hope I've given you good tips, and we can go on. And number 2 tip is 1 at a time. Okay. So anybody here multitask? Type M. Okay. All of us, right? We want to take the phone, we want to see your handphone, we want to check emails, we want to talk to your child, we want to eat at the same time. And sometimes we get indigestion. I remember my good friend told me that she was eating, and then she was like doing work, and then she really get very bad health problems. So please, let's do not multitask. And for learning, it's exactly the same. Yeah, Judy, thank you. Eva, thank you. It's exactly the same. We have to do one thing at one time. So look at your child that is learning. Are they learning a few things at one time? You ask them to do grammar, after that to do vocabulary, or you do maths. So let's all focus on one thing, and then focus on improving. And then later on, your child will have more confidence, and they feel that they are learning. So importantly, we don't multitask, okay? And multitasking, as you see from the slide, they interfere with the brain activity. You know, I think all the experts here will actually agree with me. Type A, if you agree, right? If you study about memory, study about Nova Vivian studies about speech, okay, and as soon as well as Lucas as well, you know, you study about brains, okay, as well as Dr. Mani, okay, she's our expert, our doctor. So we know that if we multitask, right, we actually interfere with our brain activity, and of course all the keywords like called prefrontal cortex, okay, it's the area where your brain is activated. So it will interfere, and of course you can't absorb and you can't learn the skill or the language or whatever subject you're doing. Okay, number 2, multitasking can impact your IQ. Okay, so you can go and search and Google, definitely can impact your IQ. And multitasking can kill your concentration. Okay, so important. So focus on one thing so that you can increase productivity and learn faster. Okay, thank you. I love your engagements. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, BW says feeling guilty. Okay, so let's all just do one at a time. I find that you are much more productive. Okay, can. So lastly, your emotional state. We all can learn better when we are calm. Okay, so for example, you see this picture is calm, right? So imagine you're learning something with this in mind, right? You're definitely going to learn better than when you're in a stressful state. Okay, so scientists also says that when the person is relaxed, the memory-related neurons in the brain will fire in sync, and that's why you can learn better and faster. Okay, and my gifts are here. Okay, like my webinar tickets. Please take a snapshot of this to go for my webinar. Okay, it's an awesome webinar that can teach you more of these methods, you know, that I've taught here and much more, including mindset and motivation. And I have this goal tracker, champion goal tracker. Download it and have fun with your children. Okay, and what are the key takeaways? I hope you can type right now in the chat group 1 or 2 takeaways from my sharing. Okay, and learn faster and be happier. Okay, that's all for my talk today. Thank you so much, Mac. Thank you.